Hi, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Money, where we discuss practical strategies to help you take control of your finance, build wealth, and leave a lasting legacy for generations to come. And as you can see today with me, we have a special guest. We have Miss Sharine Joseph, who brings over 10 years of experience in marketing and communication across the Caribbean. And if you've been following her, guys, you see, I think during the week, I see she got to Grenada, Guyana. So she going places. She is the founder of Blu Media Marketing, a social media and content marketing consultancy, and Blu Media Prints. We've specialized in promotional products. So if you need to get your business cards and things to advertise your brand, that's the place to go. You get great quality. I can guarantee you this one. She's also the owner of, oh, sorry. She's also the owner of Blu Media Connect, where we use smart technology to help business connect and network smarter. And this is the way we're going, guys, so you want to keep it there. Her background also includes freelance lifestyle journalism, marketing coordination within the hospitality sector, and offering the ebook content that converts. And you know we need all of that, especially with the topic we have today, because today we'll be speaking about how to monetize your skills online from St. Lucia, from the Caribbean. And I know a lot of you have been asking, why talk about making money online? Talk about. So today we have Miss Shireen. Welcome, Shireen.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Okay, I'm happy to have you. It's been long that we've planned this, and it's finally here. So, apart from what I said, would you like to add a little about yourself for our audience?
Well, you basically said everything. My newest baby is Blu Media Connect. We specialize in smart technology that allows businesses to network effectively, and we also we produce and print event wristbands on island, and we are working on access control as well for events and promotional um, sorry, events and promotions, etc.
That's
So
nice.
we're doing a lot. We've more or less moved into a lot of the technology space because technology is the way right now. We have a whole bunch of stuff happening, and we want to make sure we evolve with the times. So yeah. Apart from that, everybody knows me for Blu Media Marketing.
Yep.
A lot of people follow me for the marketing tips, etc. Sorry to say, I'm kind of slowly moving out of marketing because um, I've always been a tech girly, and I feel like that's my calling right now. But yeah, you can still check us out for all of your marketing needs. Not because I'm not doing marketing doesn't mean you can't benefit from our marketing. We also have our ebooks on Amazon that you can take advantage of. The latest one is content that converts. So it basically helps you to be able to create content that will basically lead to you generating sales for your business. It has tips and tricks and everything that you would need for you to start your content journey, not just as a business, but as a creator. Because I recently started doing my TikTok with content and, lifestyle content and stuff. So, yeah, it basically is a guide to help you with your journey.
Right. I mean, I knew you when you started with the Blu Media Marketing, and for me, I can see the transformation and the change, and I kind of like where it's going. And I guess other
Yeah.
persons following you too may like and appreciate. And I feel that should be some form of motivation and encouragement for other young persons that want to become an entrepreneur or want to own a small business, and also for other small business owners, which may seem like they struggling. I feel one key thing
Hmm.
that you said and per person should pay attention to is the transformation. You start off with one thing, but then your love and your calling drives you into something else that brings out your passion and make you enjoy what you're doing. I feel this is
Exactly.
important.
And
And
all the businesses are interconnected. So
yes,
we have marketing, we have branding, we have printing, we have tech. So everything is connected.
yep. definitely. And I love that. And I think that's why the first question we'll start off with for today to make help persons understand is, because when St. Lucians here make money online, many assume it requires, a huge tech background. And from what you're saying there, you didn't start with the tech first. Even if you have the tech background, you didn't start with the tech first. Or, they need a big upfront capital. So what are the most realistic digital revenue streams that are working right now for creators and freelancers in the Caribbean?
Okay, so first of all, you don't need to be like a huge tech savvy person, honestly. Most of the times you just need a phone, and you need to realize before I even say phone, right? First of all, you need to identify a skill that you have that people would want to pay for. That's one of the very first
Correct.
things. So if you're good at, let's say, talking to the camera, or you good at drawing, or you good at something, you good at writing, these are skills that people would pay for. So once you can identify these skills, then you go on to the next step. You need the materials to be able to showcase these skills online. So
Right.
you get a social page. You can be Instagram, you can be Facebook, whatever. But you need to identify who you want to sell to. So based on who you want to sell to, you know where they're hanging out. If they're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatnot,
Right.
and from there you create the content that you need for you to market. So there are several ways you can make money online, and I will say that right off the bat is not a get rich quick kind of thing. It's not
Correct.
okay, I just hop on social media and I start making money. It took me 7 years to actually start breaking even in my marketing business. Okay, so it's not as easy as people make it seem to be. Okay, there are a lot of struggles, there are a lot of things, but there is a lot of money to be made as well. Um, so some of the things you can do, you can be a user generated content creator, you can be a regular content creator, you can do lifestyle, food, whatever your passion is. You could be a graphic designer, you could do copywriting, you can be a writer. For the past 5 years or so, I've been a remote writer for a news, well, I was a remote writer for a news company. I never had to leave my house. You understand?
Yeah.
So you can make good money from a lot of different things. Again, it's all dependent on the skills that you identify, and then you decide, okay, I'm going to hop on this social media page, or I'm going to create this. I'm going to create my website. I'm going to create whatever, to be able to show these skills to people and put it in such a way that people would want to package it in such a way that people would want to purchase it.
Yeah, especially now, persons looking for not just easier way to do things, but sometimes you have business owners which they're taking on so much, but if somebody can help them do that, you have that skill, you can do it. They're willing to pay for that skill to relieve some of the workload from them.
For sure. Definitely they would pay for it. And believe it or not, a lot of people are struggling and they need a lot of these things. And you'll be surprised the amount of business owners I speak to and they don't even know how to navigate social media. And we're in 2026 and they don't even know, they have no clue, but they just know social media. They want to be there and they want to market their businesses. So there is room for to make money online. You just have to go through the different processes. You just have to know what you're doing, and you just have to be able to present your skills in a way that people will see that it's something that they will benefit from.
Yes, 100%, 100%. So walk us through your journey. I mean, we've talked a little about it, but walk us through your journey. What was the exact moment or strategy that took you from exploring, online opportunities to actually getting paid in real dollars for these services that you do provide?
Okay, so I started in radio. I used to be a radio salesperson. I mean, I used to be a radio announcer as well, but I used to more or less do sales. And that was back in like 2018, 2017, thereabout. And around that time, Facebook was just about to be a thing. And a lot of the times when I went out and I was talking to business owners and I was asking them, "Are you on Facebook?" And they're like, "No," and whatever. Because of course I'm trying to get them to buy the packages on the radio, but at the same time you need to have a place where people can go to you past the ad.
Yeah.
So a lot of them were saying, I'm not on Facebook, whatever. So one of my friends told me, like, you know what, since you're very good at this sales and marketing thing, you should probably start a business doing creating Facebook pages for people and just marketing people's businesses. So I said, you know what, that's a great idea. So, I these customers that I got through my radio sales, I started, like, engaging them and onboarding them online, promoting them online and whatnot. I will always say huge shout out to Nature's Best. They were my very first signed client. They stayed with me for like probably 2 or 3 years or whatnot. They were one of my very first clients.
Lovely.
And I was marketing this place to the bone. People thought I owned the business, but I do not own the business at all. So of course I did my best. Like I was putting my best foot forward, and I was like, yeah, I definitely need everybody to know about this business and whatnot. And then I started, doing little promotions and stuff, giving people $20 marketing packages, because who doesn't have $20? And
Right.
it just started evolving from there. And I was doing all of this, but I still wasn't making enough money. And huge shout out to Michelle Samuel. She put me into a program, and I think it was Startup Huddle. And I had a mentorship that I was doing after the presentation. And I met with this lady called Kali. She's from, I think, Trinidad. Her business is Kali Communications. She's like the marketing guru. Like, if you ever see marketing people, she's like right up
Right.
there. And I had a conversation with her, and she just went and did an audit of my page and stuff. And she told me, "Don't take offense, but I think your marketing sucks." And I mean, anybody would feel like, "Oh my god, that person probably hating on me or something. Why are they telling me my marketing sucks?" But I was like, "Nah." I told her, like, what can I do? Because I know I was young in the game, and
Right.
she had been there for like years and whatnot. So I told her, yeah, tell me what to do. I want to know what to do. And she said, all you've been doing is telling, but we haven't seen any real value from you. And she told me, you need to show your skills. You need to show people that you're knowledgeable about what you're doing in order for them to trust you and buy from you. And I kid you not, from the time I switched to that, that's why everybody was seeing I was posting like a whole bunch of videos with tips and how to's and stuff like that. That changed the entire trajectory of my business. Like, my business went from here to here. Like, everybody was calling me, everybody was following me, everybody was like reaching out to me for marketing tips and stuff and whatnot. And people were telling me I'm crazy for just giving people all that information for free. And I'm like, but you can Google it. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I want to be the Google of marketing. So instead of going on Google and market and search for that, whatever tips and whatever, because I specialize in social media marketing. So
Lovely.
a lot of the things I was doing at that time was social media marketing. So instead of going on Google and find out all that information, you can just send me a message. I mean, you can just DM me. You can just go on my page and you can just get all the information you need. I used to give them updates about stuff about new updates on Instagram. From time Instagram have a new update, I'm on it. My followers already know. I used to give them marketing tips, just general tips on how to set up their socials. At that time, a lot of people were falling victim to a lot of fraud in that people used to take over their stuff, and they had a lot of security breaches with the
The
Instagram
hacking.
pages. So I gave them tips on how to secure their pages because I had fallen victim to that as well. People were reporting my pages and stuff, and I was banned for 30 days. Every time I come out of the ban for the 30 days, boom, I on another 30-day ban and
Yeah.
stuff. And it was a lot, but I was like, nah, that's my passion. I'm doing it. And then everything just blew up from there. I was a writer as well. So naturally, doing this for so many years, I decided, okay, instead of just doing just the videos, I need to monetize this as well. So I started my ebooks. Um, I started writing and setting up my ebooks on Amazon and stuff. I won't lie, my first few ebooks never made any money.
Yes, I know that
I wrote
feeling.
about four ebooks and never made any money. I think one of them probably made a few dollars or stuff and whatnot. But it wasn't until like recently, like 2 or 3 years ago, when I did content that converts, that's really started making money. So again, it's not as easy as people make it seem. Like
Right,
you have to be going through the trials and errors for you to actually start making real money. And it will take you years sometimes for you to perfect things because certain mistakes I
correct.
made in the past, I can never make them today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and I got into SEO, Google SEO, website SEO, these kinds of things, social media SEO. All of these things are helping me right now in my business to be able to be more searchable online. So
Right,
I don't even need to be marketing actively on social media because my other platforms that I am on right now are actually generating searchability for my business on Google and
great.
other AI and all these different things. So that is why the transition moved from marketing to tech. I've always been a tech
Right,
girly. I used to give my followers tips, suggestions as to what tech gadgets they need for their businesses, like, if they need a mic, if they need a this and that. Because I too was buying a lot of tech. I have like a lot. I gave away a whole bunch of stuff because a lot of them I don't even use anymore because I don't do active marketing as like before.
before, yeah.
But yeah, that is why the transition happened because again everything became more about SEO rather than just posting content. So of
Right.
course you have to move with the times. So
Mm-hmm.
that's my journey.
And I love from what you said. I kind of love it because then we can see a clear scenario, and that's stuff I spoke about in probably my other podcast. The last one you mentioned, connection, having the
Mm-hmm.
right people, the right connections. Um, they don't need to give you money, but once they can give you the right advice to put you on the right track, like that makes such a big difference. The other thing you spoke about was passion. I can tell because even when you're talking about the meals from the restaurant, I just be like, does Shireen have a share in the people restaurant? Because she speaks about the food with so much passion. Like, even if you're not eating it, you kind of want to go and try it out. Yes, that's one. And for me, the food one, um, so you spoke about the passion, you spoke about connectivity, and also at the beginning you spoke about opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
like tapping into an opportunity when you see it. And just like you, I feel I had that same experience where yes, I saw the opportunity, but I got the push from a friend.
Mm-hmm.
You like it, you have a passion, you do it, go for it. So I feel that's a like perfect thing when you have the opportunity, when you tap into an opportunity, you have the right people in your circle to be your cheerleaders and push you
Mm-hmm.
forward, and you network with the right set of people. I totally agree with you that it makes a difference.
For
So
sure. Definitely does.
yes, so I love that in your story. I can see all three connecting. The third thing we want to look at is, well, the elephant in the room for islanders is always payment getaways and banking. I mean, you speak
Right.
about having the ebook and stuff, and I like what you say about the ebook. Like the first two free ones, you didn't make much money, and that's something a lot of small business owners would experience. But then it just takes one right one after
Mm-hmm.
trial and error, and it goes through. So, what are the biggest roadblocks Caribbean creators, or you can say small business owners, face when trying to whether make money online, withdraw funds internationally, and how do we overcome them? Because to receive these
Honestly,
funds locally, as we spoke about before, can be a challenge.
yes, yes, yes. Honestly, it still is a challenge. The payment. Oh my god, I'm trying to set up my website right now, and of course the payment portals are very challenging. So I would say the biggest challenge is getting the right um payment portals for us. And the thing is, a lot of these American payment platforms, etc., you need to have certain things. You need to have your SSN or not your
Yeah.
your
National security.
American, yeah, your security, your national security stuff, and a lot of stuff for Americans, okay? And a lot of us don't have that. Actually, I recently learned about something called Figaro or Figaro. They actually
Yeah,
have
correct.
a partnership. Yeah, they actually have a partnership with First Caribbean. So if you're a First Caribbean customer, this is
Looks
game changing for
perfect.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, so they do have a payment portal that First Caribbean supports, and you can use that on your website or
Yeah.
whatnot. They even have
I
a
think,
tap to pay.
yeah.
Yeah, they even have a tap to pay thing going on that you
Right,
could sign up
nice.
for. Um, so that is great. I'm only now starting to
This
see different things happening
happening.
for in terms of payment. I know
What
Bank
about
of St. Lucia has the
Hardy?
tap to pay, but then in terms of and they do have the online portal. I think the biggest
Right.
challenge is just getting these banks to streamline these processes and stuff. It
Right.
takes a long time. So if you're ready to set up your stuff, you have to do that like months and months in advance
Yeah, I think
and
there's a
stuff.
new one out recently, Hardy.
I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, yeah. It just
Yeah.
recently, just a week or two since I've learned about it, so I am
Okay.
planning to research it.
Yeah.
But like you
But
say,
what? Go ahead.
no, I saying, but like you were saying, it's the challenge because it's like first we try wise, then we have a problem, then we try pay your knee, and then probably there's another problem. Then you try PayPal. Most times they start off with PayPal. Then a problem comes up.
Honestly, I've been using PayPal. Now, two things I did very early in starting my business that has been super beneficial for me. First of all, I when I traveled to the US, I did the Wildlife program. That's the Young Leaders of the Americas initiative. Basically, it is an initiative by the US Department of State where they bring in entrepreneurs to help them network and connect with US companies, etc. So when I went to the US, one of the first opportunities I took advantage of was the fact that I was in the US. So I went
Right.
and got a bank account in the US. That
Cool.
was one of the first things. And a lot of people say, how were you able to get a bank account? Honestly, I don't know if I was lucky or not, but I used my passport. I just used my passport and my St. Lucia tax number, and I got my bank account. That was one of the first things I wanted to do because I know I probably might not even get another opportunity to be in the US. I'm already there. Yeah. So if you go into the US or you're in the US, I would suggest that you do that. You can even apply for the social security as well, even if you're not a US citizen. When you're in the US, think of the things you would need outside of the US that you need to do while you're in the US. So I
Correct.
did Cash App, I did all of that. My bank account allows me to have Zelle. So I did all of these things while I was in the US, which was very beneficial for me. On the other side of PayPal, I always had a PayPal account, but I switched it from a personal account to a business account. Right now, my PayPal account allows me to be able to create checkouts for
Yeah.
my website. So you have a checkout button, you create whatever, you can create subscriptions, you can do all these types of things in PayPal.
Yeah.
I've never had any issues with PayPal because I do not use PayPal to send money to my local bank. I use PayPal to send my money to my American bank and I don't incur the fees.
Yep,
So
yep.
it works out for me really nicely. But for people who do not have the opportunity, of course you have to go through the PayPal or whatever.
Yeah,
What
and you
I
have
would
to send it
say
to the local
is
bank.
yeah, when it comes to payment and you have PayPal, you just have to include the fees in your pricing.
Yeah.
In order for you know to incur the extra cost
Ex-
of transfers and whatever. Another trick that some of my friends use is they just leave the money on there for the 40 days and PayPal automatically sends it to their bank and they don't pay the fee. So you can do
right.
that
Yeah,
as
you
well.
can do that. Yeah.
Um, yeah. But apart from that, like I always say, like I am so thankful I was forward thinking because it's always a struggle with the payments
Yes.
and stuff. So that has worked really great for me. I won't lie.
Yes, yes, yes. And I love to hear that. And I know it's a challenge that other persons go through, not just in St. Lucia, but in the Caribbean. And getting that
Hmm.
type of information to know that, hey, you're not the only one struggling with trying to get the best avenue for receiving payments out of your country. Um, I feel it's motivating because it reminds us that, hey, we can still push, we can still go forward and achieve what we want
Exactly.
in life. Living in St. Lucia comes with, the unique advantages and the unique limitations. I know we've mentioned some, but what is one of the major advantage island creators overlook, and what is one mistake that holds most back from scaling globally?
Okay, one of our biggest advantages is our culture, our story. And we tend to overlook that a lot, but believe it or not, a lot of people from the outside looking in, they always wonder what it's like being us. And I feel like we do not use that to our advantage a lot of the times. For example, here's a here's an easy way you can make money, right? You love going out like me. I love going to restaurants. I love eating. I love food and whatnot. But there are people out there who come into St. Lucia and they have no clue where are the best food spots, where's the best hangout spot. Like they don't know anything.
Yep.
You can just be posting on your social media talking about your experience here in St. Lucia, the five best food spots, the this, the that. And then you literally can get people just coming to you and asking you that you can monetize because a lot of people from my TikToks, I've made so many friends out of St. Lucia from my TikToks, people reaching out, people wanting to come to St. Lucia, want me to take them to different places, all these different things. And yeah, I mean, it's not the TikTok thing is just my like a pastime for me.
Right.
I don't charge people to do any of this. But it just shows you how easy it is to convert it into something that can be a revenue generating thing for you.
Yeah.
So we overlook the fact that we have the advantage of we live where people vacation. A lot of people
Yep.
want to be like us. They want to be in our space. Why not use our story to to generate some form of revenue? Why not use our
Very true.
advantage to generate some form of revenue for ourselves? You understand? Now, the biggest challenge is the fact that a lot of us think small. So when we set up our businesses, we set up whatever we set up, we only thinking of the locals. So let's say you're in St. Lucia, you set up your thing, your pricing is for St. Lucia. Your offerings, you only thinking of St. Lucians. But Lucians will not like that. But Lucians don't care about it. They don't have like how many billions of people in the world that care about it. You understand? You
Yeah.
have to set up your stuff. You have to set up your business. You have to set up whatever you're doing that has to be revenue generating for you for a global audience because you
Right.
never know. It might not take off in St. Lucia. That might not be the audience for you, but it might take off somewhere else in the Caribbean.
Yep.
Case in point, when I recently I started Blu Media Connect, okay? And of course, it's doing wonderful in St. Lucia. I can't complain. Big shout out to Mercedes because she was the one who told me, girl, you need to do that because she's been my customer for like, I don't know, from the inception.
And I
And she
love
told
those
me,
type of
we need
customers.
this in St. Lucia, Big
Yeah.
shout out to her because she was the one who was pushing me to start this entire thing.
Lovely.
And I did not realize how important it was until like literally yesterday because somebody from another country was telling me, girl, I'm so glad I found you because you have no idea how much we promoters are struggling in the Caribbean to get these things. And I'm like, and then I'm here like thinking like, okay, probably solutions like whatever. But I'm realizing that a lot of the other countries are struggling with
Yeah.
that. I went to a franchising summit hosted by Michelle Samuel, and there were Bajans. There were like a whole bunch of Bajans. And let me tell you, they were all over my products. They were like, oh my God, we need this, we need this. I traveled to Belize recently to a networking event, and I my products were sold out. I didn't even have enough products to give people. Okay, and
Yeah.
I'm realizing like, hey, you need to. It's not about Saint Lucia, and I've always been saying for the past 2 or 3 years that hey, I'm not even going to focus on Saint Lucia when it comes to my business anymore. We have to think bigger than just where we are,
Correct.
because a lot of people need what you have, but because you're limiting yourself to just one space, you're leaving a lot of money on the table.
So
A
true.
lot.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
That's so true. And I'm glad that you did say that. So if someone in St. Lucia is listening today, um, with just a laptop, a smartphone, a desire to earn money online, what are the first free concrete steps they should take this week? We're giving them an action plan. Free
Yeah,
steps to
one
take.
time.
Yes.
First of all, identify your skill that you want to
100%.
sell. Okay, you need to identify what you're good at. And with that skill, identify who would need it. So your target audience one time. So identify your skill and your target audience in that same in one go. Okay.
All right.
After that, you need to figure out where your target audience is. So scope, do some market research, and a lot we underestimate market research, but it is great. Like you need to do it. It's a non-negotiable. Do
Right.
your market research, find out where these people are, what they like, how much money they make, where they're located. Find all of that information. You will be surprised when you create your customer profile how easy it is for you to sell to them, because you know them well. Okay. Now you go to your online part of things. So you set up your socials or wherever you feel like the people are. You set up Google business profile. Let me tell you, we're underestimating the power of Google business profile. Right now, people are finding me on Google without me even doing anything. I check my profile every day. I do updates. I check the numbers. I see where the people are coming from, what keywords they are using. Let me tell you, I put a lot of effort into my SEO, because that's search engine optimization for people who don't know. But I put
Yeah.
a lot of effort into that, because right now, a lot of when you search Google, Gemini's responses are the first that pop
Yeah.
up. So if your socials, your websites, your profiles are not optimized for search, because even the social media posts fall into your Google searches as well. Your social
Right.
media can get you seen on Google, so you need to optimize all of these things. So make sure you set up your profiles properly. Do not sleep on the Google business profile. Just don't sleep on it. Set
Yeah.
it up 100%, because this is what is going to make you pop up in
In
um,
the search engine.
your search engines, your no Gemini, your AIs. Now your AIs, your social media is really going to help you with your AI showing up in your AI in the AI platforms. Your social media is really going to help you once you're doing it right. So once you do that, you start shooting your content. I gave you all four. She said three. I gave you all
Yeah.
four. You know, you start. You need to put your stuff together. You create your content plan. Decide what you want to do. Make sure when it comes to content, you are doing one of these four things: you entertaining, educating, informing. These are the things people care about. You realize the news pages do so well because people come there to get entertained. Sometimes you realize a lot of the informational pages doing extremely well because people come there for information.
Right.
A lot of the crime series pages do really well because people are there because they want to know what's happening with a certain case or
Yeah.
whatever. So your content needs to do one of these things to grab the attention of somebody. Yeah, so once you're doing these things like that, that's just a starter pack. There's so much more to it, but you can start with that. And you build on it. Educate yourself. Like, let me tell you, I never stop learning. I'm always
True.
learning. So education is very important. Like, it doesn't have to be a whole expensive degree or whatever, but
Very true.
always learn. Connect with people. Networking is very important. I take that very seriously these days. I
Yes.
did I used to take it for granted before. I take it very, very seriously these days. So network with the right people, connect with the right people. We have so many great groups and stuff that exist for businesses. We have a lot of support systems and stuff. Um, yeah, just connect with people, speak to people, get a mentor. My mentors have been very, very
Yep.
instrumental in a lot of things that I do. Um, yeah, and that's where you take it from there. And then as you move forward, trust me, you will be improving your skills. You keep improving as you move forward. And
Yeah.
by the time you know it, you're probably making more money than me.
So true. So
So
true. Now she's giving you all a full package now. Poing super vapor poing. I'll say it in English for those that don't understand. If you want, take it. If you want, don't take it. But she give you a full package. And let me tell you, the steps she mentioned, there are steps that in truth that we small business owners literally go through. So it's your choice if you want to take that advice and run with it. But a lot of us did not get here by chance. We got a lot of advice, mentorship, networking, persons giving us advice along the way to get to where you are. So I agree 100%. And just to wrap up before we wrap up, you did speak about online scams, getting rich quick, you know, um, which we know if you're looking at a true side hustle, we should not think of it that way. So, how can our listeners tell the difference between a real digital opportunity and money trap?
I won't lie. A lot of these digital opportunities just present themselves as something that's true. But here, if you have to be recruiting people to make money, it's a scam. Okay, they have no reason why you need to be bringing people in your circle for you to be making more money. That's just not making sense.
Yes, I
Okay,
agree.
number one. Number two, if it promises you that you'll make money within 24 hours or whatever, and then you have to pay a certain amount of money for you to be able to make all that money in 24 hours, it's not real. It's a scam. Okay, honestly, everything that makes you money, you have to work hard for it. You have to do some level of work to get it.
Yeah.
And I would say try as much as possible to do your own, so you don't have to be wasting your money trying to pay people that promise you a whole bunch of things and it doesn't come to life. Okay, just
True.
try to do it on your own. So if you're a writer, you can do your stuff on Amazon. Like you can do your ebooks, you can sell templates, you can do so much. If you're a graphic designer, you can do so much as well. Graphic designers are like, oh my god, amazing people. They can make anything happen for you. And even with AI being like, okay, everybody wants to make their flyers with AI, the way graphic designers shout out to Elite Design Studios because the way Michael is amazing. There's no form of AI that can even do this stuff that this young man does. Okay.
Right, right.
But like anything that promises you that you're going to make money like real quick, it just take it with a grain of salt. That's all I'm going to say. And just try
Yeah.
to use the right channels to get information. Yes, there are online jobs. Yes, there are stuff online that are legit that you can get paid for and whatnot. But just make sure you do your due diligence, you do your research, you make sure there's something called Reddit. Anytime I want to know if something is a scam, I will just type it in Reddit and you will see the threads. People will give their opinions, and a lot of these people have already gone through these things
Right.
and participated in these things, and they would be able to tell you like, hey, this is a scam, this is that, and you make your decision based off of that. So always do your research and go through the right channels and stuff, and yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shireen. I mean, I've learned a lot from our short session today. I hope that the listeners they do learn a lot from it too and they can take this advice. Now guys, don't forget if you have not subscribed to the channel, ensure that you subscribe, ensure you like, place a comment down below. Let Shireen know how great she is. I mean, we need to support her. Even if she have persons telling her she great, we have to tell her. that she gave us amazing advice, and she is doing well even in the transformation of her business, that she is progressing very nicely. I am proud to see, like, knowing when she started and seeing where she is now. I am really happy to see it. So you
Thank
two
you.
need to, you're welcome, you two need to motivate her. And don't just keep that information to yourself. If you feel what we spoke about today is something that you want to share with somebody that you love and care for, share the link. Don't keep all that information to yourself, and that's why we're there to help and support you. Yes, we're giving free information, but we also want to see you grow the same way we do grow. So, Shireen, thanks for coming to Let's Talk Money and having this conversation. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me.
You're welcome. And I guess probably when she gets even bigger later down the road, we might have her on our podcast again. So
Alrighty.
thank you. Take
Looking
care.
forward.
Have a blessed day.
All right.
Bye.